Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel, Abundantly Purposeful. We're so happy to be with you today. My name is Kristyn Cozad, and I'm a purpose and life coach and owner of Illuminating Purpose.
Hi, I'm Shelly Schell, and I am a financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst. And I've been a partner in a firm called Prism Financial Strategies for many years. And I'm excited to be here with you today, Kristyn. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Shelly. And today we're talking about reverse engineering our lives and really sort of thinking about our older selves, thinking about our future selves. And if we look at our lives when we are, say, we get to live to 80 years old or whatever, say that most mature point in our life would be, and we picture that version of ourselves, because we do go through different versions of ourselves. 10 years ago, we probably were a very different version of ourselves. We've learned things in the meantime. We've brought them with us, and that informs who we are today. So we're looking at really at that older stage when you're a senior citizen, hopefully, and say you're 80 years old. Who is this person? Who is she? What would she have to say to you? We're looking at reverse engineering our lives so that thinking about who we wish to be in the more mature phases of our lives can inform the decisions, the choices, the actions, and the way we spend our days in order to become that really beautiful version and vision of what we have for ourselves and for our lives.
You know, and Kristyn, when you brought this topic up to me, which I thought was so interesting, and I had to pause to think about it a minute, right? What does that mean? And as you explained it to me, I was like, wow. So I think of it too as when I look back, right? 10 years ago, for example, had I done certain things differently? And I will be honest, I don't have any major regrets in the way that I've done things, but had I just done little things differently, what impacts would that have in my life today, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think this is really an interesting topic, and I'm excited to dig in and get some advice from you as well, because I think it's kind of hard to think about that. Like, what do I want my life to look like in 20 years from now, for example, right? And then how do I put myself on a path to go there, to be that life without skipping being in the moment and living every day for what it is today, right? So,
right. And that's a great thing, because this exercise is something that can help us be more present in the daily. Because the reality, although that's a great thing that you don't have any regrets, I can kind of say the same. I can't say that there's any major glaring thing that I say, oh my gosh, I would never do that again. But thinking of things that we wish we had done, like richer experiences or travel more or save a little bit better. There are so many things. And I think that maybe we're very lucky, but the reality of a lot of women is that there are regrets, is that there are moments that, man, I wish I hadn't have made that choice. But how do we really use that to propel us forward? And looking at reverse engineering our lives, if we're thinking of ourselves at a mature point, 20 years in the future, we want to prevent having any regrets. Mm-hmm. So really, this way of looking at things is a great way to be really present to where am I at right now, and what sort of choices do I need to make in order to have the fullness of life that I really would hope that at an older age I would look back and reflect on and be so grateful for the experiences that I've had. Yeah, I think that it's a really good thing to think about over the last 10 years, the types of experiences that you've had and what things will really inform that older version of ourselves that we could just fall in love with.
So we're going to look back 10 years to jump forward 20 to just create a roadmap, basically. And obviously life changes. So one of the things that from a financial side, I just am launching my seasonal finance online training program, which is a free program that I'm really excited about. But one of the things we do, and I think this fits perfectly into that, on my program is we create a vision board, a financial vision board. And what better way for me, as you're thinking about the future, right? than a vision board. You can kind of map out in years, and on my program we do that. But this is for money part purposes only, right? In my program, but it relates to so much more of us because we're talking about our who we are, like at the essence of ourselves, right? What is our purpose? What are our values? What is important to us, right? And then we can make choices for the future based on our past experiences, right? But also on what's really connecting with our heart and our soul so that we can move toward those and live a life that's abundantly purposeful, right? It's not just, oh, I'm going to retire in 15 years or 20 years or whatever, and I'm going to need this amount of money, and holy cow, I don't even want to think about that, right? I don't want to think about the dollars. I want to think about the experiences, and then I can start thinking about how I can save little bits along the way in the next 20 years to help me get there.
Exactly. And I think that vision board is a great idea for every area of life. We've talked about that before, but to sort of, play with it and hold that vision of what that life looks like. And it really does bring us into the present moment because we can't just say, oh, in 20 years, this is what I want it to look like. And it's going to magically happen. There are things that I'm going to be doing to sort of build that momentum right now. So it really is a good practice of staying present, either with our money or any area of life, really. So I think that vision board idea is a great idea. And congratulations on your program, Shelly. I know you're really excited about getting that out there.
Yeah.
And we invite everyone to take a look at that seasonal finance and this free course that Shelly's done and put a lot of heart into over the last month. So
thank you.
Congrats.
Well, it's so when you think about the vision board, right? Like I've become a big proponent of them lately, but when I kind of break them down for myself, like for example, in this scenario, I would be looking out into the future, right? Where do I see myself in 20 years? And mapping that out. And then I get to sit with it, right? As you're actively looking at vision boards, that's kind of the purpose of them, right? Is you're supposed to really look at them and engage with them. But it's to then bring it back to, okay, well, once you sit with those thoughts or those images or whatever it is on the words, whatever it is, you start to be like, well, how am I taking those steps to get there? Right? Whether it's with your money or whether it's with your health. Because if we want to get out that far, we have to take care of more than just one aspect of our lives, right? We have to incorporate everything: our health, our mental health, our physical health, our finances, our community, who we want to be in that picture, nurturing those relationships, so many things, right?
Oh, absolutely. And to really break it down that way is a good way to do this. And to think, who is that woman that I'm speaking of, and who is that woman that I'm looking to become, and sort of build this persona around it. Have her or him be your avatar. And what is this person, what does the day-to-day look like? And what sorts of things have they built in so that their relationships are really strong and they're very financially secure and they're as healthy as they can be. And that really does, again, inform our actions for today and keeps us really grounded in the present moment, and really encourage you guys to have fun with this. And I think a lot of people can get a little intimidated when you think about this. I do this activity with people where it's sort of write your opus gloria. What sort of impact do you want to have been working on and have left in the world? And some people think that means that, that's the that's the top of the coffin and they're out of here tomorrow. And that's not it at all. It just makes you think about those things that you truly value so that you're making those value-based decisions and choices on a day-to-day basis. And so that you're thinking about the character that you're forming. And I think that we're not having a lot of conversation around, the day-to-day and what that's actually building in us and what that's creating in the world. And it's a really, really beautiful and significant thing. So my action for you today, Shelly's, it would be to do your financial vision board, start thinking about the experiences and the richness and get a visual of it, lay eyes on it, what that looks like. And mine would be write a letter from your future self to yourself today. Who is she? What advice can she give you? How can she lead you and encourage you in the things that you're doing on a daily basis right now and in the person that you're becoming? So we thank you so much for joining us today, folks. We hope that you've enjoyed our conversation. We hope that you continue the conversation in the comments. Hit the like button, and we would love it if you subscribe and receive our weekly message. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.